You've been live for like 3 minutes. Hello.
5 and 5? 5 and 4. Bobby, talk for me.
Hi. It's not.
Hi.
In the mic.
In the microphone. Check. Microphone checker 1. Ooh, I hear myself in the room. It's new, and I like it.
I'll have you co-host on the show. He's telling me the date. You might want March 5th or 12th.
Craig? Yeah.
You want to get Johnny, and you know Johnny, you can try him too.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great. Little testosterone back in the house.
Guys, see if it's telling me there's an unknown error. See if it's playing on your page.
It was.
Guys, it's saying it's not playing. An unknown error. Really? That's what it just said.
You're live right now. I'm watching you.
How come it's saying that to me? Guys, hi. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Turn that down. Turn that. Oh.
No, but I'm just making sure.
Thanks. Wait, babes. Hold on 1 second then.
It's working.
Yes. Not
Yeah, no, I'm live here. I'm watching myself.
It's not. Let me go on my phone then. Danny, it might be this darn thing. Someone should make a phone call tonight.
I'm gonna make it during your show.
Do it. Got it? All right.
I just want to get the show started. And I'm gonna
All right.
Say like, just like go to Horseman, like, well, we'll be right back with Gino. Has to make a phone call.
not a big deal. I can do that.
Gino.
Oh my gosh.
I can do that.
Guys, we're all being really
Later.
silly, really silly here.
I like not having to use the headphones.
I love not having to use the headphones. It messes up my look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, baby. Why? Look, do you see? You're covering your face. Why can't you do it like this so that they can see your adorable face?
Hello,
Hi.
adorability.
There you go. Look, hey.
Ha. Better?
That's better, see? You will. You'll see. We have a delay. Look there.
There it is. Nice.
There, see? There it is. Hi.
I like hiding behind the mic.
Hey, everybody. We're going to start the show soon. Guys, I couldn't sign on for my Facebook page because we had an issue. So that will be fixed next week. So my people don't even know I'm on. I did, but they get notified when Jerry's on.
It still should notify.
All right, so we'll see, hopefully. Okay.
Gino.
Or wait a minute. Or go on your page and put on the next where you mark anything. Say watch the show below. I couldn't post on my Facebook page. Watch the show below. No, click on that.
Sure. So it's good. Listen, we have 2 minutes. I'm going to do all that. Yeah, no. I'm terrible with all that. Look how cool we look, though. Isn't that good? Look, we got that whole thing going on.
Yeah. Nice.
Right?
A lot of action back there.
See that?
Jerry, I'm not an addict.
Just an ass, baby.
I've been an ass. Always been an ass.
Always been an ass, right?
It's 5 o'clock yet.
59.
You guys ready?
We're ready. Let's do it. Okay. Hey, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show on HamiltonRadio.net. So, my buddy's back. Tell everyone who you are.
Bobby Buns, Raw Food City, baby.
We're off Food City, baby. So, tonight's a really cool show because we're going to be talking about two topics that are very near and dear to me, health and addiction,
Yes.
right? We're going to talk about some things that might surprise some of you listeners out there. How vital the connection is, right? Like how crucial it is for everyone to understand that food, addiction, it links together, especially sugar. So we're going to be talking about a lot of different things tonight, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to read my poem, of course, and you'll get a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be doing. So it's called Organic. Organic is the way to go. It's higher price. Yes, this I know. It doesn't make sense to many of you. The reason is simple, to keep us sick too. It's cheaper to eat all the poison they sell to add to our food so we don't stay well. They don't want us healthy. They want us real sick. It's your choice to make, but you better be quick. They're polluting our water. They're polluting our soil. Our food source is toxic. Makes my blood boil. If we ate more healthy, the doctors would yell, because then they'd be broke with no BS to sell. I stay away as much as I can. I'd rather listen to my body than any other man. Organic farmers are becoming more scarce. GMOs are the future. Health's a thing of the past. So wake up, America. Please take a stand. Our food source is vital, and so is our land. GMOs and pesticides were never meant to be eaten by a human being, far back as I can see. It's not just our food, all products we use. Poisoning our products, I call this abuse. Our toothpaste is toxic, goes straight in our mouth. All of our home care. What is this about? Even baby products. Yep, I kid you not, our kids should all be safe. This makes me really hot. The chemicals and toxins they add to our stuff, this country's getting crazy. Staying healthy's getting rough. So don't be governed by power and greed. You have a right to know what goes into your food source now, organic or GMO. What do you think about that, Bobby?
You know, it's definitely a step towards cleaning up, but
Yep.
the organic thing, you want to believe that they're doing the right thing too.
Yep. Let's talk about that.
You know, because even conventional, a lot of conventional things though are okay still.
Okay.
I think when it comes to like the hard, you know, the 10, they
There's
have like the 10
Yeah.
fruits and stuff that you could buy that aren't that it doesn't matter if they're sprayed, or even like watermelons. Like you don't need to spray them because the skin is so tough that they kind of just do their thing, you know. So
Okay.
if you buy a non-organic watermelon, it's
not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. I mean, I still would clean where I cut the fruit, like almost like where with a watermelon, especially a big watermelon. I'm not going to clean the whole watermelon, but I'll clean where I'm going to cut, right? Just the line of where I'm going to cut, and then I'll cut that and then eat the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Watermelons, yeah. Watermelon is super high in water, super high nutrition. You know, you could live on watermelon, I think.
So the whole thing about, do we really know what is really organic, what isn't? So I've been doing organic pretty much for about 27 years now, okay?
Yeah.
And I've shared this before, even my bed, my mattress, everything, cleaning products, everything in my home. But even with all that, you know, you can't be 100% positive. So I went behind the scenes. I think it was in Massachusetts. My daughter and I drove 5.5 hours, okay, to a company called Pure Haven. I'm now an advocate, and if you want any products, get in touch with me. 100% pure, 100% safe, 100% organic, everything they say. I went behind the scenes because I said to my daughter, I am not going to be an advocate of this product unless I know. I even watched them make the products.
That's cool.
It was unbelievable. So to me, that's probably one company that I could really vouch for today, which is sad. You know, it's really sad.
I almost want to go visit the farms that I eat from all the time, because I always get organic at Trader Joe's.
Yes.
I would love to go to those farms.
Yes.
Just to know.
Yeah.
Just to actually see it and believe it and
Right.
and know that there's a good practice going on, because I don't know, like there would have to be these big conglomerates like Trader Joe's and other
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
Right, right.
They have to be pushing out a lot of organic stuff too. So like,
They are.
is it like a commercial organic? I don't know. Like I wanna hang out at those farms. I do.
Okay. So I want to tell you the
Almost
good
like you,
news.
going to that
Right.
company and
That's
actually
right.
seeing what that company
I went in the lab.
does with
They
the.
let me in their lab.
That's cool. You know, you got the coat on and everything,
right.
and
It's
they're
crazy.
making the product, and you're seeing it. So.
Yep. So I want to talk a little bit about that part, and then I'll tell you the good news, even if we're not completely sure. So let's talk about like sodium lauryl sulfate. It's a horrendous toxin that's in even toothpaste. It's in almost everything we use. It's such a horrendous thing that if you ever Google this, Google what the farmers have to wear while they're spraying this and putting this in our food and products. They have to wear a gas mask and a suit to put this product, but it's safe. Okay, So, having said that, the good news is this, because I don't want this show to come off like, oh my God, we're scaring the crap out of everybody. Don't touch anything. Don't eat anything. Don't believe anybody. No. Here's the good news about our human bodies.
Oh, the
This is-
human body could endure a lot. By
That's
the way.
right. Our bodies are naturally made to endure a lot as long as our immune system is up. That's what we're going to talk to you about.
Right. So if you're a young chipper, you could pretty much get away with anything. But
Okay.
as you age, you figure out that it's not the case anymore.
Okay? It is if our immune system still stays up, though.
Well, yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
so that's
if
what
you-
we want to talk to them
Yeah,
about.
yeah. If you're clean, like, yeah.
So here's what I want to share with everyone so you don't really panic. When we ingest, okay, when we eat, even if stuff is not 100% organic or not pure or has some toxins in it, the great news about our body is if our immune system is up, it can cleanse out what's not needed as much as possible. If our immune system is broken down, that's when our bodies can't do that work and then cancer thrives. Okay, guys?
Well, any degenerative disease.
Right. Any degenerative
Yeah, we'll
disease.
start knocking on the door.
That's
If you're
right.
not
That's right.
processing the food right
That's right.
and letting it fly through you.
Okay? But
If it
here's
sits around, you're in trouble.
the problem with products that we're using, skincare products, toothpaste, deodorants, antiperspirants, right? Hairsprays, makeup, and all that. That's a different story.
Yo, that's great though too that we're talking about this
Yes.
because that should be the number
That's
one
right.
thing that you get rid of today.
That's right.
So if you want to make a baby step into health,
There you go.
stop the processed deodorants and
Garbage.
shampoos and all this garbage that you're putting on. The biggest organ that you have is your skin, and your body. It just no right away. As soon as you put that stuff on there, who the heck knows it's going in there and doing?
This is interesting. We did not talk about this, you and I.
No,
You
don't.
didn't even know I was going to bring that up. And
I'm
your
excited.
reaction is priceless.
Well, listen. Anytime I'm
amazing.
gonna be on a show with you, it's gonna be
No.
easy. You'll be tossing me lobs, and I'm gonna hit
Okay.
them home runs.
But tell them why this is the first thing. Tell them what happens when our body takes it in versus we ingest something. Tell
Well,
them.
it's fighting. It knows it's a chemical, and you sending out soldiers to go fight the shampoo when it's supposed to be doing other things.
That's right.
And that's the same thing with alien food. When you ingest alien food, which is cooked and processed and all that stuff, it goes to fight what's going on. Like, why are you eating this fried turkey dipped in mozzarella? And like it's saying it's a foreign object, so it's constantly fighting. Shampoo, the same thing.
But when our bodies are ingesting food, it's constantly fighting, but it's being processed a little bit differently. When we put chemicals on our skin, it goes immediately into
Into
our
our
skin
bloodstream.
and into our bloodstream.
Yeah.
That's why it's so vital. So guys, get in touch with me. I can guide you in the right direction with all the products you need. I've changed my products, like I said, close to 30 years now. I don't even have anything in my home with scents, even if it's natural scents. Not that natural scents, and that's okay, that lavender and all that real pure scents, they're fine. But because my body's so used to no scents, because we didn't have all that great stuff back then.
Yeah.
I had to go scent free with everything.
I'm so sensitive. I can't smell
Me too.
anything.
Me too. I'm so sensitive.
I'd rather smell onions and poop
Me too.
than
and garlic.
than
Yum.
a fake rose
It's the
or
truth.
something.
It's the truth,
yeah.
though. That's why I like this guy, because he doesn't wear any cologne or nothing, man.
Nothing. I'm just.
I don't either.
I'm kind of gross. Yeah.
Yeah, no, me too.
That's great.
All
Hippie,
right.
hippie.
Yeah, me too. So talk. So tell everybody about. All right. I want everyone to know this, and this is the guy that's going to tell you everything. Listen to what he has to say because his story is unbelievable. Remember, we have some new viewers, so they're gonna have to hear his story.
And that's my job is just to inspire one
Okay.
person. And,
That's right.
And
But wait, before you
and not
talk-
scare you away either.
Before you talk, this is something I want you to touch on tonight. How addiction has nothing to do with just drugs or alcohol. Addiction is addiction, and food as well. And what happens? Tell your story.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely addicted. I think we all are kind of
Yes,
with
that's right.
with
Something.
yeah, we all have our vices. And what the funny thing that I did, I think, driving down here when you mentioned, I seen addiction. I was like, oh, we're talking about addiction, and food is definitely an addiction, because I just couldn't get away from it. And then when I decided to start eating more healthy, I was able to still have that addiction yet lose weight.
There you go.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing because now I'm just eating tomatoes all day, but I still feel like it's an addiction. I'm still trying to learn how to control myself when it comes to food.
I'm addicted. I'm addicted to healthy products. I'm addicted.
Well, yeah, now I am totally addicted into this whole health thing.
Yes.
And that was from my diet change. You change your diet, you
Yes.
change your life. It happened so fast, and I was always so afraid to do it. I knew it, failed. I went and failed, and failure is okay because eventually you keep failing, you will be a success. I mean, that's just what it is. Like every time you fail, you learn another
There you
thing,
go.
And so fail. Eventually you're at the top of the mountain because you just inched your way up by failing. And that's what I did for a long time. I knew this concept. I knew plant-based diets are going to save the world. I knew this for a long time now. I even my friends that were always healthy, I was kind of jealous. I knew they were doing the right thing. And I said to myself, they're crazy. I would never do that. I said that.
Wow.
I said that for a long time before I.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they were nuts. I'm eating a burger, he's eating a salad, and I thought that was nuts. And
Talk about that for 1 second. Because there are so many people out there listening right now that feel the same way.
yeah.
I don't understand that. Even if I wasn't eating healthy, I would know that the salad wasn't nuts. So what makes your mind go there? Tell us. Is it a defense mechanism?
You're just so comfortable in eating what you're eating that you don't want to make that change.
Okay.
It's the same thing with booze too. Like in my head, I didn't want to change my diet because I love to drink, and I was afraid that I didn't, that if I change this, I have to change this, and just you got to do it.
Someone said something to me that reminds me of what you just said. They said the reason why they didn't want to quit smoking was because then they would have to quit drinking, which they love to do because
Yes.
if they had a drink, they needed a cigarette.
Yes.
That's insanity.
But it's
to
not.
me.
It's insane to think that way. But everyone does. Like they go further past, which keeps them keep eating. I'm gonna have this donut. There's no way I could do this salad thing. It just, and they comfort themselves with that same thing that they do all the time. That they know is not working for them, but they just keep ignoring it and having excuses for it.
So it's really a comfort thing.
It's a comfort thing. You just don't want to come out of your comfort zone. And if you're comfortable, you're dying. Like if you're kids, you have to keep working. And
Even today, don't we keep
constantly working? I'm constantly
constantly.
figuring out.
Me too.
And believe you, this healthy world,
Oh, my
once you go
goodness.
into it, it's so deep.
It's so deep.
You're going to have so much fun, though, doing it because you have the energy to do it now, which is cool. There's so much to learn. It's been such a fun ride. I don't know if everyone knows, but I lost 150 pounds, basically transitioning from veganism to vegetarian to vegan to raw vegan, and now I'm like trying to dabble with the cooked food again, bringing it back
Well, I'm
in.
a vegan chef, so how about if I help you, baby? I'll
Yeah,
give you some options. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I'm just having so much fun.
My roasted kale.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
You have no idea. I make roasted kale chips, guys.
Oh,
I
that's
had them
great.
this week. I'm gonna make you some.
All right.
All right?
Oh yeah, I'll just
Okay.
attack that.
Okay.
So it's just it's been so much fun, and it's instant. By the way, if you have, and it's proven fact, medical proven fact now, if you get on a plant-based diet, you're gonna reverse diabetes and heart
Oh,
disease.
wait.
Never mind cancer.
I have to say something.
Heart disease is instant right now. Right now.
Stop for 1 second. I have to say this and then continue.
Shoot it.
My father, Gerardo Petito, he's gone now, 84 years old. He died a year and a half ago of Alzheimer's. What we didn't know was diabetes and Alzheimer's have a huge connection. They now know that Alzheimer's is diabetes of the brain. Years ago, over 20 years ago, he is now in Dr. Joel Fuhrman's book, Eat to Live. Dr. Joel Fuhrman got my dad off of shooting insulin for over 15 years. Shooting insulin, guys, okay, in a week on a vegetarian, vegan, raw diet. Go ahead.
It's amazing.
How to say that.
And Joel Fuhrman's a monster in what I'm talking about right now in the plant-based diet world.
Dr. Joel Fuhrman.
It's that fast. And you could still do what you're doing. Just take the baby steps. Take the first step in getting rid of all the chemicals that you're putting on your skin.
Thank you.
That's a lot of fun, though, too. Like, once you start bringing in the plants, more and more plants, you have to prepare it, though. That's the thing. It's just getting used to preparing it and having fun with that. And you can prepare it for a week.
See, let's talk about that. So let people take a deep breath right now.
Yeah.
We have shortcuts for you. You get in touch with us privately, him or me, especially me with the food preparing, because I'm a vegan chef. I've been preparing for 25 years.
Yeah.
I now make it so easy. I make it so easy, Bobby. In a week, I have food for a week. I do it in a few hours, right? It's not so terrible.
The scary thing is you're talking about your dad, right?
Yeah.
My dad has some issues too. I mean, I'm sorry if you're listening, Dad, but because he loves watching the shows. Hi,
Dad.
Here I am speaking to the world, and it goes right over Dad's head because he's on medication. He's on and off it. He's trying to come off it, but he has high blood pressure, and it's just like, Dad.
Okay. How old is Dad?
Change it. He's 65.
All
He's 20 years older than me, 65.
I want to talk to Dad right now. So if Dad's not listening.
I wish you would call in. Dad, call in.
Dad, if you're listening, call in. If he's not, you're going to show him this. Dad, I'm going to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Listen to Geri.
You have to hear what I'm saying. This is vital. My mother was like you. So my mother was sick, had high blood pressure. She had 9 heart attacks before she finally had her last one at 69 years old, about 12 years ago, whatever it's been.
Too young.
Okay, wait. My dad, who I took to Dr. Joel Fuhrman after he went into a sugar coma, brought him to Robert Wood. 2 days later, I pick him up. He doesn't know. We're going to Fuhrman. Fuhrman said, do you want to get healthy? He said, I want to do it now. My father was amazing. My father lost the 50 pounds he needed to lose within 1 month. My father went on mostly all raws pretty much till he got Alzheimer's. Anyway, he's off of his insulin in a week. After shooting it for 15 years, here's my mom in denial going like this. Fuhrman's a witch doctor. He's a witch doctor. While she's dying, and my father now is off his insulin and healthy. This is your son. Your son is my father. And you're speaking like my mom did. My mom passed away, Dad, at 69 years old. Listen to your son. Please don't let that happen to you. He is proof. I'm proof. I cured myself of 2 cancers almost 30 years ago without doctors. Joel Fuhrman was a huge advocate, helped me, a good friend. Listen to your son, Dad. Look at this man.
Listen,
look at him.
Look, my dad he's a beast. He's been a pro softball player. He's got thousands and thousands of wins, thousands of championships on all these teams, and he's still. I know we would love to get back out there. He actually could get back out there if he was doing what I was doing, but I know he likes to party too. Like he likes to have his beers still, and I want to say to you that you could still do that. And here's the best part: you don't have to drink as much. You don't have to eat as much.
You don't.
That's the best part of cleaning up. Is that the 12 beers that you probably have now to catch a buzz, you probably only need 4, a third of that when you start cleaning up. So what you start bringing in the plants and your body starts adjusting to all the high nutrition, high water content food. And as you clean up, you can't do the things that you used to do anymore.
Do you need some air? You want some air?
Yeah, sure.
Put the fan on a little bit.
Let me just give a shout out to a couple people out there, important people. Steve Jarrett from
Q-Star FM in Florida says hello.
Hey, Steve.
Renee Powers, a good friend of mine
Hey.
that's been in the mortgage industry like me, is a good friend of mine. She's a very, very good person. She says hello. And also Phil Hatton, Jeff Lynn's best friend from London, says hello.
Hey, London's watching. Hey.
London in the house. Hello.
I want to give a shout out to Sharon Priscilla Vieira. I want to give a shout out to Shay Farrell. He's watching. But Maureen, hello everybody. Renee, but Pablo Reyes Papos is watching. He's watching from Florida. He's a good friend of mine. So I want you to talk to a few people, and Pablo especially, because I know a few people out there that are watching right now have had some serious health issues.
I mean, it's just.
So please talk to them.
I want to make it as easy as possible because it really is. I just didn't realize how easy it was because you're always fighting yourself with the addiction.
That's right.
And food and whatever that you're addicted to, and because it could be booze, and you go, wow, if I don't eat this food, I can't have this drink. If I don't have this drink, I can't have this cigarette.
There you go.
And like, there's all that going on. But I promise you, once you get into the plant-based world,
Yep.
you can't have that stuff anymore. Like it's
You don't want
You don't want
it.
it. You don't want
don't
it.
want
It
it.
changes you. So that's why I was saying to my dad, like, if my dad overnight just stopped eating the cheese and the meat and the stuff that's clay, you're eating clay really, because
Yeah, you
you're
are.
eating slow moving food. You want high nutrition, whole plant-based food
That's true.
that your body understands. Your body understands that. So as you clean up, you need less and less of those vices that you used to have. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I have fun eating now.
I have to talk about what you said about your body understands certain foods. We have to talk about that.
Yes.
This might help you get it. Okay. Our bodies were created to have a plant-based diet. Even if you don't believe in God. Forget God for right now. Okay. I'm a Christian. I love God. Okay. Even if you don't believe in God. And I say this a lot. Scientists will tell you that the Bible was written when it was written. Thousands of years ago. Okay, so it really was written by men. They knew back then. The Old Testament says, I give you your nuts and your seeds as your meat. We were not meant to eat meat. But hold that for a minute. I'm not saying if you eat meat and it's clean meat, you're going to die. That's not where I'm going with this.
Right.
What I'm saying is this. Our body automatically knows what it's supposed to take in as nutrition. It knows what to do with it instantly. The minute we put something foreign into our bodies, it freaks out because it doesn't know what that is or where it's supposed to store it. So it'll immediately just start storing it wherever it has to store it, and it stores it into your healthy cells, right? Into your organs that get overloaded. Your liver gets overloaded, right? It can't get rid of all the toxins your body's trying to clean out. So what he said was so vital because that's really what it's about. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to let him talk again. If you think it through, I tell everybody this. My Nana died at 100 years old. My Nana died maybe 15 years ago at 100 years old. She wasn't thin. She was probably a size 20 her whole life, okay? But everything she ate was pure, homemade. They lived on a farm most of her life in Italy, right? Everything. Pure milk, raw milk, blah, blah, blah. Okay. No toxins in anything. My Nana never had processed food in her life. She doesn't even know what that is, okay?
And that's why she lived that long.
Okay? Never went to doctors. Had her babies in fields. Think about it. Okay, but this is what I want to say about that. Even their tobacco was grown and pure, nothing added. Even their wine was homemade. It was really just grape juice fermented. If you really think it through, they knew more than we could ever know today, and they didn't have Google. No one had to tell them, this is how you have a baby. No one had to tell them, this is what you should be eating. No one had to tell them this is healthy. They used to say things like this, starve a fever and feed a cold. They were right. Our body, that's what it wants you to do. That's why fasting is so amazing. That's what I did to cure my diseases. But my point with this is, how did they know? They knew because they listened to their bodies and it was innate. Deep, deep, deep down, if you question yourself, deep, deep, deep down, guys, we all know the truth.
Yes.
Deep, deep down.
And we constantly fight that because I knew it for years. Like I was always
Yes.
like, looking at my vegan friends going,
Yes.
oh my God, like just jealous that they were doing it. But I just didn't know how easy it was. And in today's world, it's so easy, and especially with organic food.
Yep.
Organic food, this is the greatest thing. Like all these companies now, ShopRite.
They're all doing it, baby.
They're all doing it.
They're all doing
they
it, baby.
Really are doing it, and it's the people who are asking for it. Like
That's right.
it's happening because they wouldn't be putting those products on the shelf if we weren't asking for it. So
Share this video, everybody, please. Everyone watching right now, I'm asking you as a favor to us.
yeah,
Share this video,
because
please.
it's all about inspiring one. That's it. That's my goal. And
But yeah, all these stores now are having ShopRite on Route 33 in Hamilton. They have a whole room now. Do you know
yeah,
that?
what's
You-
it called?
you're
Something
from-
Pantry.
Well, yes, but you're from Staten
Staten Island,
Island. Here in Hamilton, you walk past the pharmacy, right past
Oh,
the pharmacy.
jeez, that's
and
the
then-
first thing you see.
That's so crazy. And then there's a whole entrance, a whole room dedicated to, imagine that, by the pharmacy, to health, everything. Okay, isn't
That's
that great,
great.
though?
Yes, the Dunkin' Donuts stuff. You gotta go through Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts and a pharmacy. Is that funny or what?
It's crazy because really, if you don't have to be in that farm. If you're shopping at the produce section,
Okay, we have
you'll
a
never
question.
need to go to the
We
pharmacy.
have a question. I'm going to answer this.
I love questions. Shoot it.
All right. I'm going to answer it, and then he's going to answer it. Give me, for example, of what to eat for high blood pressure. I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock you right now. You need to get rid of all your table salt, right? Get rid of it all. You need to go to the health food store and buy organic sea salt, pure sea salt. You need to use it every single day.
Or
I'm gonna-
Celtic salt or
Okay.
Himalayan.
Yeah, Himalayan.
Yeah.
This is what I want to tell you. A funny story about a famous person's daughter, and then I'm going to let you talk.
I don't even know what table salt is. It could be sheetrock. I don't even
that's
know
the
what
point.
it is.
So, if anyone out there knows Walter Matthau, right? He was a famous actor, comedian forever. He was in Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah.
Right? Walter Matthau. Okay. His daughter, Jenny, she owns the school, Natural Gourmet Institute, that I graduated from years ago to become a vegan chef. And the reason I chose that school was we also had nutritional classes. No one knew she was the owner. She came in for the last month as one of our instructors, and this is what she said: carry a salt shaker around with you. She said it saves lives. People with high blood pressure need real salt. She carries it around with her. She tells if she has to go out, don't put any salt on my food. Don't cook with salt for my food. And they won't, because now they have to listen to that. Pour it on. That will help cure your high blood pressure.
It's on everything with me.
Yes.
I have
That's right.
Himalayan and Celtic
No
salt
processed foods.
in
There you go.
every dressing that I
Thank
make.
you.
But it because you don't realize that real salt
That's right.
from the mountain, carved out of a mountain, has a ton of minerals in it
Pablo's
that we
asking
need.
this.
Yeah, that we need.
Yep.
But like the first thing you want to
No
do if you have
processed
heart
foods.
disease or if you have high blood pressure, as soon as you hit that plant-based life, I mean, it's like a week.
Yeah.
Go get tested after just eating whole plant-based foods. Go get tested in a week or two.
Yep.
Watch the numbers.
You will
Whoop!
not believe it.
Instantly. Just put the dairy, put the meat away, put the dairy away, or if you're gonna have it, make sure it's whole. Get away from the table salt.
That's right. It's not even salt, guys. We don't know what it is.
Just bring in the
Yes.
veggies. Bring
Pablo, if you want, I will email you
eat 1,000
a
potatoes.
ton of emails about all this stuff and just put them in a file that says health, Jerry. Okay? So you're not overwhelmed. And then you just go through it little by little.
And there's
Yes.
so many
Yes.
things. There's so many vegan athletes now. There's so many
That have muscles, guys.
Yeah, and I don't like to say the word vegan because I almost
know.
feel like what I did was not for the animals, and I'm glad that the animals are happier now
Yes.
that what I'm doing is what I'm doing.
And I'll touch base on that.
But it was for my health, and I knew I had to. But don't get sick before you make that step, and I feel like that's
I
what my
had
father's
to.
doing. My father's like, okay, you're gonna have to lose a leg, and then he'll wake
But
up.
wait a minute. In all due respect to Dad, I got sick before I knew. You dealt with sickness before you knew,
I-
and you dealt
I
with the
knew I was
ultimate,
sick.
but you dealt with the ultimate, your brother dying.
Yes.
So, in all due respect to Dad, sometimes, unfortunately, we all get there, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there. We're trying to help you guys understand this before it gets to that point.
Yes.
You know, right?
Just go
You know?
nature.
Go nature.
Don't put something on your skin that you can't eat.
You know, but I want to say something to Pablo
Have
because
fun.
listen, this is important. Pablo's Spanish, and I grew up Italian.
Senor.
So, Spanish people have their food. Italians have their food. My family wanted to kill me, Pablo.
But he's best eating old school
No, but
mom
the-
style cooking.
No, but the thing is, you know how we eat today. Our family would be like, "Are you kidding me? You're gonna eat raw. You're gonna eat plant. You're gonna be vegan." But I was saying to him, my family now, all of them that have gotten sick came to me all these years later for help.
Yeah.
So get to a point now, Pablo, where you can smile at whatever the family says about you changing your diet, because one day, Sweet Pea, guess what? They're going to come to you.
They're all going to be asking you.
That's right.
I know that I am the doctor of the family now.
That's right. So am I.
And I enjoy it. I enjoy it. But, you know, and if they come to me for help, and I will be open arms. And that's any of you.
That's right.
The same thing. Ask me. I mean,
That's right.
I'm living proof.
Yes.
I changed, you know, everything.
Everything.
My whole life changed
But
overnight.
when we say that, we don't want you guys to be like, "Oh my gosh, we have to change everything."
Yeah, no,
It's not
that's why
like that.
I just want to make it
Yeah.
easy for everybody.
It's not like
Don't
that,
overwhelm
right?
yourself.
It's not like that.
Just start with an apple. Buy
Yes.
a bag of apples,
Yes.
and instead of eating like potato chips, eat an apple. Like, I don't know. It's just little steps like that
Yes.
that eventually change everything.
You know, so even, you know what's so funny, I'm an all or nothing kind of person. That was my personality as a child.
Yeah, me
So
too.
when I got sick, I dived
I
into
think it helped us.
You know,
Being at all and nothing kind of
Yes,
thing.
it did
'cause
help us.
You wanted cold turkey
no, it
shit.
did. That's right.
Yes.
But if you're not that personality, I'm going to tell you, I'm working with a client right now. I've been working with her for only 4 weeks. She told me yesterday she's already cut down one of her meds. We're going to cut down another one this month. She's already lost a few pounds. And for the first time in a long time, she's feeling better.
Yeah.
And it's only been a month, guys. It's been a month. Pablo Reyes, if you want to see my face, I would love to see your face once a week. Let's have sessions on Skype, okay? I'm offering them to you, my love. 1 hour a week, I'll give you and your wife, your beautiful wife, a free session on Skype and help you with this.
Here's the best thing. If you're heavy and you're sick, and I don't want to, I try not to go this way, because as soon as people hear the word, they're like, "Oh my God, no. You know, I can never do that. I can't go without food for 1 minute."
Oh my
But if you're
gosh.
not going to do the vegan thing, don't be shy to not eat. If you're sick and you're heavy, stop eating.
Yes.
Start fasting. It's in every religion. It's in every Bible. It's in everything. Everything is, the human body was designed
Amazing.
to
To
fast.
fast.
The only reason why we're heavy is just like a bear, is to hibernate. Because back in the day, and that's why we overeat, because we have a natural thing inside of us that says eat, because you're going to have to fast soon.
That's okay.
But the problem is the winter never comes anymore.
Not
and
for
there's
us.
Every time you turn around, there's a food, and there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there's snacks, and there's Trader Joe's, and there's Costco, and there's restaurants, and there's boom, food.
We don't
Take
fast.
the medicine. Oh my God, now I'm sick. Take
A
the
shout
medicine.
out to
food, medicine,
Greg
hospital.
Rapport.
Food. So just step back from the food. Just have the cojones one day to not eat.
Yep.
You'll be fine. By the way, you'll be fine until you're anorexic, 110 pounds. I don't even know. Like, I don't even mean to bring up anorexic. But you'll be fine until you're back to normal. Whatever your body weight's supposed to be. So don't worry about not eating. Your body knows exactly what to do when it's not. And I always was afraid of that. So what I'm saying really is juice fasting is, if you want the overnight stuff, if you want something fast, because we live in a fast society and everybody wants that pill instantly, a juice fast is unbelievable, remarkable, life-changing stuff, and I don't care what juice it is. You can drink orange juice all day. Have fun doing
But
it.
real, wait, let them know, real orange juice that you make.
Yeah, that you
not
make.
that you buy.
Yeah, not Tropicana.
Thank you.
Nothing heated up. So you
Got
want
it?
cold pressed. So anything
Yours.
cold pressed, and you
Yeah.
see it in every store now. You're going to see cold pressed organic.
But
cold
even
pressed
make
organic.
it yourself.
Make it obviously, but if you're fast,
That's
if
right,
you're
that's
on the
true.
run and you're fast and you got kids
Right,
and you
try
got
that,
homework and you
yes.
got study and this and that, just juice.
That's right.
Just watch what happens when you stop eating and you give your digestion a break and all the healing that happens.
That's right.
It is remarkable what happens because your body just figures it out. It goes, oh my God, all right, we're not eating. Let's start using this for energy. Let's start using that. Oh, wait a minute. We got a cancer. We got some tumors here. Oh, we're going to use that for fuel. Your body starts using bad stuff for fuel.
So I'm going to tell you what it does.
And that's the water fasting, and that's a whole
Okay.
nother thing. But juice fasting, you could still like run around and have
Yes.
fun.
So
Water fasting, you might want to sit down.
I had 2 cancers way back in the day, over 25 years ago, close to 30 years ago. And I was really thin and really sick. And I knew I wouldn't make it if I went the medical route, just saying the truth. So I went away and I got certified by a man named George Malcolmus. He's still alive. The man was sent home to die back then. He had colon cancer, which is what I had, and his went into his bones. Well, he said, I'm not going to die. So he started researching fasting. Well, then he not only cured himself, he now helped people for years. And I studied under this man, okay, in Tennessee. The man is now in Hawaii. I called to find out how this man is doing. He's
so
now
jealous.
in Hawaii. He's in his 80s, alive and happy. All right? Hallelujah Acres was the name of his company. Anyway, I studied under him. I learned how to juice fast. That was my first fast, but a real juice fast, not like what we're talking about now for you guys to just get energy and do all that, because I was sick. So instead of using meds, what I did was I got a Champion juicer. The reason being is there's no spinning basket, so it doesn't heat up the juice. And that's why I get nervous with these already made juices, because they might have used the juicing one that had a basket, so some of the nutrients are gone, but they're still okay if you're on the run. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So the Champion juicer goes in and it comes out this way. There's no spinning basket and the pulp comes out. All right. I juiced for 30 days, my first fast. I strained everything, okay, and diluted it with distilled water. So I really did a juice fast, okay? My next one was a water fast. 2 months, nothing but distilled water. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not one thing, not a supplement, not a vitamin, not food. I'm still here today, almost 30 years later. I fasted for 1 month every single year, and I still do. I lock myself in the house just to maintain what I'm doing. But I'm going to tell you what it does. When you fast, you're not taking in any food. Your body still needs to eat. So it's so brilliant. It eats off of itself, right? It eats off of your cells.
Figures it out.
It figures it out. It only eats the sick, unhealthy cells first. When your body is done fasting, you're going to wake up starving.
That's like pepperoni pizza to when your body looks at a tumor and that's the first
There it
thing
is.
it eats.
So your body will say, I need to break this fast.
It'll break those cells down and just
There you
munch
go.
on it and really just clean everything.
So that's what happens. So don't do a fast like I'm talking unless you know what you're doing, and I could always help you with one, okay, guys? But what we're talking about is real, and this can cure every single disease known to man.
And it makes sense too because you'll never get subscribed that. You know, like the prescription prescribed. The prescription is medicine nowadays. It's Band-Aids. There's money in Band-Aids. They'll never prescribe you a water fast. It'll never ever happen. And it's not the doctor's fault because they're just not
That's right.
taught nutrition. No doctors.
Like what, 27 hours, something like that?
Yeah,
Even-
they have.
even less?
I think it's less. I thought it was like 4 hours.
No,
like they
no,
had to
no.
do like a small little thing
It's
on
not
nutrition.
4 hours. It's either 14 or 17, something like that, which is nothing.
Nothing. They
You
know your anatomy. They know where your heart is, but
That's
you'll never.
They don't get taught.
But you know what? The good thing is the world is changing because there are doctors who are
Dr. Joe
studying
Furman.
nutrition now.
Dr. Joe Furman, he's an MD.
They realize that there is. See, there's just not a lot of money in it. So, like these old doctors who've done
That's
it
right.
and did it, and they're like retired surgeons, and they
That's
have
right.
money, and now they're just like giving it all up. You know, letting the cat out of the bag.
That's right.
Knowing all the stuff that they know, and that's exciting.
I have
Because
doctors in my family and nurses. I love them, but they don't know any better.
They don't know,
And their
and they're
hands
not
are
ready
tied,
yet.
and their hands
are tied.
tied.
They're still working for these conglomerate
right.
medical prescription. What the pharmaceutical industry. That's what runs. It runs
Country.
everything.
Runs
'cause
the country.
Oh, it
Don't-
runs
yeah,
everything.
it's so deep. Let's not. It's so deep.
It's common sense though. Like
Okay.
you'll eventually.
Yes.
That's why I'm here. The only reason why I'm here is because I
Yes.
heard it from somebody else. Now it's my job to tell
That's right.
you.
That's right.
So there's so much information out there. If you want it, it's there. YouTube is my church.
I didn't have. Listen, I'm older than you.
I know
I
she
didn't
figured
have-
it out without the
I didn't
internet.
freaking have YouTube or Google.
There
I
was
had
no
to go,
cell phones when she
nothing.
figured it out.
I had to
Nothing.
go out of the country. I had to travel all over. I had to go behind the scenes. I figured it all out because I'm going to tell you what made me say there's got to be something more. I watched my mom's entire family, all of them, sick, 24/7, die. I said,
So you knew there was
and
something
they,
out. There
and
was
they
something
were
better.
at doctors 24/7 and were on 20 meds.
Oh,
Something
the
was
worst.
wrong. Open your eyes, guys. If you could see my little cartoon I made of me, it's my favorite little cartoon. It's me holding a head of lettuce or cabbage and a burger, and it says choose wisely. So guys, come on, choose wisely. You know the truth deep down, right? They know.
Yeah, and even if it's just a weekend warrior thing, like during the week, you're plant based. You know, like even baby steps like that.
Oh yes.
Just know that it's there. The cures are there. So have fun with that. Just alone, like plant based literally cures diabetes and heart disease.
Every disease
Right
known
now.
to man.
Yeah, like I don't even want to say the word cancer, but that just comes in with it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's curing heart disease, what else is it curing? Heart disease is the biggest killer, right? So there you go. The plant-based diet reverses heart disease pretty much overnight. If you
Overnight.
a juice fast, and this is why I always recommend juice fast because it changed my world. You're able to absorb nutrients better when you're after your juice fast. So when you come off your juice fast, your body is so in tune to all the nutrition that it was getting, and it just cleans up everything. Like as you lose weight and you break down old stuff, your body is more spongy. So when you eat something or when you drink something, let's just say you have booze, have a glass of wine coming off a juice fast, and you will get hammered. And this is even if you're coming off a bottle of Jameson and a 12-pack right now, if you go on a juice fast and come off it and have some wine, you're going to get bombed beyond you can ever imagine. And the same thing with food. If you hit the reset button with a juice fast, so your body knows, it goes, oh, what are you doing to me? With all the food, so you're able to eat less. When you come off the juice fast, you're just able to eat less because you're absorbing more nutrients with your food.
Amazing.
So it's that's how fast.
Pablo, if you want to call in, the number's on the screen. Guys, 807-2492. If you want to ask us anything, Bobby Buns is right here. Listen, he would love for a phone call. Call in.
It's all about absorbing nutrition. It's all about absorbing.
Pablo, no exercising with fasting, real fasting. I'll explain. Pablo, why don't you call in?
Yeah,
Call us.
that's fine too. That's a question.
Yes.
I didn't exercise at all. I lost 150 pounds without exercising. And it was the only exercise I did was I was able to sleep better. I was able to jump up out of bed in the mornings because of the plant-based diet, because I felt good. So the better you feel, to exercise. I didn't need to exercise. I felt like I would go rebounding, and I would walk, and I would go outside only because I felt better.
But let's talk about this. So I want to clear something up with everybody out there. So, and then you tell me your thoughts on what I'm going to say, okay? Well, first of all, rebounding. I own one as well. That is one of the most vital pieces.
Moving the lymph system, the biggest organ now.
Yes, the lymphatic system.
The lymphatic system, they're
Yes.
calling an organ now.
Well, because it is.
It is. It's an actual thing, and
Okay.
it's going to change
Your life.
medicine. It's going
Yes.
to change everything.
right.
It's going to change the whole planet. That we're now understanding the lymph system.
And the rebounder, not jumping, guys. Because what if
moves
you
that
can't
lymph.
jump? Bounce. That's
Bounce.
what it's for. And I have the one. It's small and it's in my office, and I hold on to a bar and I bounce.
Just a little bounce,
it.
and it moves that lymph.
Okay.
And it changes your whole thing too. Like
So I
if you
wanna
don't want
talk-
anything sitting.
I want to talk about exercise.
Sitting is the new cancer, by the way.
I want to talk about exercise. There was no such thing as lifting weights. There was no such thing as runners when my grandmother grew up. I'm not saying it's a terrible thing, but I'm saying what we've done is we've abused it. That's why the majority of runners now have to get knee surgeries. Well, my grandmother walked the farm all day long, up and down steps.
Yeah, and we know that.
Right.
It's almost like we knew that
Yes.
you have to work to eat.
Yes. So you can walk and you can do it. But as far as going in a gym and really doing these horrendous workouts, that's only to make you look good. It's really not healthy. And I don't care what anybody says. They can fight me on that. I don't really care.
No,
Okay.
you're definitely putting stress to your body if you're running a
Talk about it.
marathon. It's
Thank
just
you.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I was talking to a marathon guy, and he
Thank
was
you.
very interested in what I was doing with the vegan thing. And there's a great movie coming out by it's called Game Changes.
Okay.
By Kurt Cameron is the Cameron the guy who made Titanic.
Okay.
Is coming out with this amazing documentary called Game Changes. So get ready for that. It's all these up and coming athletes now on a plant-based diet, excelling over everybody.
Okay.
You know, going to the next step, because you're not allowed to use these steroids and stuff like that. You get in trouble. So what's going to be the best formula for me to be the strongest I can? And it's plant-based. So I can't wait for this documentary. It's going to be an eye-opener for so many people, and that's the most exciting thing. But yeah, if you don't over-exercise. You just go out and get some sun. I think that's important, because everyone's vitamin D deficient. Everyone's vitamin B12 deficient. Even the milk and meat eaters are vitamin B12 deficient. 50% of America is vitamin B12.
Do you know why?
Well, because we're kind of suffocating our systems into not being able to absorb anything.
Okay.
And we also, we're not eating like real soil anymore. Like,
Okay.
because that's B12 is coming from
Okay.
rich soil.
So the soil, what he's saying, sunlight, what he's saying, the cows today, unless it's an organic farmer and they're being threatened today as it is, right? So the majority, I would say 90% of all dairy in this country, of all meat, cows, beef in this country, these cows are on slabs of concrete in buildings, no sunlight, no windows, no nothing, hooked to machines. What the Health, check it out. There's so many more
Great
out there.
documentary.
Amazing. Check it out, because
What the Health is
well,
great.
isn't that something that everyone should check? Because all of a sudden a light bulb is going to go off.
Yeah,
And they're going to want to know more and more and more.
If you want instant knowledge
Yes.
on what we're talking about,
Yes.
those documentaries, What the Health.
The animal doesn't get sunlight. The animal doesn't eat grass. The animal has no vitamin B, vitamin D in their meat because they're not consuming or having the sunlight that they were supposed to have in nature for their meat to even be healthy for us to consume.
And there's so many countries out there that are
It's horrible.
on the ball with all these chemicals too. That's
right.
Where like you can't get the same chemicals that we could get. Like
That's right.
The United States is wide open. We're still using chemicals that other countries banned
That's right.
years ago.
That's right.
So just that alone, like it's just anything processed, anything made by man,
Yep.
You gotta just stay away, especially if you have like heart disease, like or high blood pressure or diabetes or anything like that. If that's what you have right now, I'm giving you the cure. It's just a plant-based diet. Like just right now, just start eliminating stuff in bags and boxes and stuff like that, and just start making your own stuff. Like it's a lot of fun too, and it's just I have so much fun eating now. I really love eating now. Like
I love my food. I love my
because
tempeh. I love
don't
it.
gain weight anymore. It's so much fun. I used to always gain. I never was able to figure out what it was. You know, I finally figured it out. But I think the milk and the meat, I have to admit, when I went vegan, I lost weight.
So,
I was really hooked on cheese, though. It was like a pizza. I think I lived on pizza.
Well, cheese almost killed me. That's what it was.
I lived on pizza.
No, I lived on grilled cheese. Cheese almost killed
Grilled
me back in the
cheese.
day. I had to have it every
grilled
day.
cheese and pizza is the same thing.
I
It's
know.
bread and cheese.
That's
and,
right.
and it just...
That's right.
I couldn't stop with that. And it's, you know, it's processed. The bread is processed. Think about the white bread
Yeah.
with the oil. Like the
Yep.
cheese is filled with, like usually if you get like $1 slice in Manhattan, you know you're not getting, it's all processed. Like the cheese, you know they don't even keep cheese in the fridge anymore. You ever notice that dollar cheese that's out in the middle of the thing? It's not even refrigerated. Like it's just like it doesn't even melt in the toaster. Like what is going
How
on?
scary is that?
And people are like, "Oh, it's $1." Yeah, yellow American, and they're feeding
How
this to their
scary
kids.
is that?
Look, it's just common sense. Like if something's not melting, you shouldn't be eating it.
Well, first of all, I want to talk. All right. I
I love how it went from pizza to cheese not melting.
I want to talk about juicing. Let's talk about that for another minute.
Juicing's so great.
All
It's
right.
instant gratification for
It
you. If you want
is.
something instant, if you want to change heart disease overnight, it's juicing.
So, the reason why, all right, I want to reiterate this, guys. People have said this to me, okay? Yeah, but isn't there sugar?
Too much sugar.
There you go.
Don't
Too much
believe
sugar.
the sugar hype.
The sugar in
You want the
fruit,
sugar.
That's right. That's the
Sugar.
sugar your body is craving and needs for it to go into your cells immediately and feed them. See, that's the sugar you
It's
need.
real sugar.
But wait, do you ever hear? But this is so funny. I'm going to say this, and listen, this probably applies to some of you listening, and I'm saying it because I care, and I'm making a joke out of it. The same people that are on 5 meds, that eat ice cream, crap, processed foods, right? Potato chips, bags of them. All right, will say this to me. But that vitamin, I mean, are there any side effects? Or is it going to, like, you know, I'm on this med, like, is it going to mess up? Or, well, wait, isn't there, I should have a banana and an apple every day, but look at the sugar in that while they're eating banana splits or ice cream sundaes. Do you ever hear this?
It's crazy. I know. And the vitamins, and you sparked something, and I want
Let's
people
go.
to know that if you're on a standard American, if you're doing the standard American diet,
Sad.
if you're on the sad diet and you're
Yes.
having ice cream and meat and cheese and pizza and all this stuff, right?
Yep.
Even if it's Weight Watchers,
Yep.
you're not absorbing any vitamins. So
That's
like
right.
every vitamin that you buy, vitamin
That's
C,
right.
vitamin E, they're all placebos to you.
That's right.
The only thing that you're helping is your head. You think you're taking that vitamin E and you're getting something out of it, but you really aren't. Your body is so screwed up from the standard American diet, you'll never be able to absorb that vitamin. So you have to get your body into absorbing nutrients again. And that the only way to do that is to clean up. And the instant cleanup button is a juice fast.
There you go.
Because you really do clean up the system and reset and hit the reset button. And then when you start taking vitamins, your body will actually absorb the vitamin. So you want to get those hairs back, you know, the body's filled with all these little hairs. And from us have the standard American diet, we just put clay on all those hairs. Those hairs
right.
they're not standing up, they're not waving. The hairs are supposed to wave. You know, we have all these little hairs in us. That's where the absorption is. But if you just got a big clump of clay on that vitamin E is going to go whoop. It's going to shoot right by that baby because we just got to clean up.
So let's talk about
Plant-based diet, you clean up.
So let's talk about how we ingest food. I want to say this, okay? Because you just sparked something in me as well. Fruit. This is what I do suggest. Fruit is absolutely one of the most vital things. Vitamin D, the whole bit, right? That we need to eat. I suggest, though, eating fruit first thing in the morning. And this is why. Because if people have a problem digesting fruit, it's not the fruit that they're having a problem digesting. It's they're eating it in the middle of the day, late at night, after they've eaten a pound of processed food. Your body hasn't processed that processed food yet. So that food is sitting in your gut.
Sitting there.
Now you put the fruit in, the sugar from the fruit, right? Can't go anywhere.
Yeah, food combining is a big thing.
Okay, if you ate fruit
I
first
didn't
thing in the
realize
morning.
that until
That's right.
just
So-
recently.
So if you eat fruit first thing in the morning and there's nothing else in your stomach, it will do exactly what it was intended to do. It'll go through your body right into your cells immediately and feed what it needs to feed, guys. We can help you if you
Quick transit time stuff. Like if
Yes.
you want to eat, in the morning you want to
Yes.
break your fast with juice
Yes.
and high watered fruits. That's your body is really you're probably going to get the most absorption in the morning.
That's right.
But if you put an apple on top of a bagel, you're in for it.
That's
Do
it.
not have
That's-
the bagel first because
That's right.
we all crave that cooked starch,
That's
right?
right.
In the morning with oatmeal and bagels and all that cooked
That's right.
crap. But make sure if you're gonna have that cooked crap, don't have the fruit after. Eat the fruit before,
That's right.
and then throw the bagel on top. It's just common sense because the watermelon's gonna sit on top of a bagel,
You know, I want to share something with you
and
guys.
then it ferments and it makes you fart and stuff.
We're talking to you guys now, hopefully before you're very, very sick. And we're trying to help you. so
Yeah,
that
we're just throwing it out there,
doesn't
planting
get-
seeds.
It doesn't get to the point where you need us because, God forbid, you're dying.
And
or
we'll
you're
help you too
told.
if you're dying.
Of course we will. But I want to say this.
I got the cure. Whatever you got, I got a cure for it.
I want to say this. Right now, guys, is the time to take this seriously. A lot of my clients will say this to me. Yeah, but Jerry, will I like it? Will I like that? Will that taste good? How do I make it taste better? When I was sick and I knew I could die, and I said, instead of using chemo and radiation as my medicine, because that's going to kill me, I'm going to use my food. Do you know that everything tasted amazing, even if it wasn't, because it was food? And our mindset, let's talk about that. Our mindset is huge with everything that we do in our lives. Something's going to trigger somebody in their lives at least once huge. Something's going to trigger everyone. So when that happens, our mindset is the culprit. We have to change our thoughts, our unhealthy thoughts to healthy thoughts. Once we're able to do that, everything else falls into play. So I was able instantly, because of what was happening with me, the tragedy that was happening with me, I was able to instantly say, oh my goodness, this tastes great. So let's talk about our mindsets and our healthy thoughts versus unhealthy thoughts, because you went through a lot of that.
Yeah. I had to be punched in the face. a few
Tell
times,
everybody out there about that, unfortunately.
about brother Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Jeff, I tried desperately because I knew what he needed and I knew what I needed, and I wanted to do it together with him. And I wanted to run away to Hawaii. I knew a friend who had a cabin in Hawaii, off the grid,
Okay.
and she said I could go there whenever I want. And I tried to. After his diagnosis, I knew it was a life sentence for him. I knew it, and I wanted to do everything I could to help him. But I was 325 pounds, telling this kid how to eat.
Wait, Gino,
And
what
it was-
the health? Get that off my screen, please.
Take it off?
Yes, please.
I just put it up because you mentioned it.
Oh yeah, great book by the way, great documentary. What the health? So that's it. Oh okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
I put it up there so they
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So yeah, so Jeff,
I thought it was a mistake. I'm sorry.
he's my Jesus. You know, he's the one who really pushed me. We were at Yankees. We were at the Yankees in Florida, spring training, and I had severe sleep apnea. And he said, "You're gonna die before me." And this is him. Like he was like,
This is sad.
"This is yeah." He was on his deathbed. He couldn't sleep anymore, so he was watching me sleep. And he was like, "You're gonna die before me." And thank God he said that to me, because that's where I really changed. I was kind of depressed after he told me, "No, I'm not gonna go to Hawaii with you and juice fast," because I gave him every single guru that I've been watching.
Tell them, though, the key thing here about why you were heavy. You were very heavy when you were trying to help your
Yeah,
sick
well, that was the
brother.
thing. I'm trying to explain to this kid how to eat at 325 pounds. You know, he's looking at me like, "Is this kid kidding me? I'm
Right.
gonna let the doctors do what they gotta do."
Right.
And that's what he did. He let the doc and you know, I just knew that he wasn't a big veggie guy. He was a toxic guy. Like he liked to party. He liked his things, but he, you know, I don't know. You know, he just let the doctors do what they had to do, and
And that was your
ultimately
eye-opener?
ultimately killed him. Yeah, and then it was the night, it was that spring training night that changed me, because after he told me no, I could care less again. I was just like, yeah, eventually I'll do it. I went back on that mode. Eventually I'll do it. Like I had this vegan, this fruit, this whole raw food kind of vegan
Okay.
seed in my head that just never got water. Like I was failing at it a lot. Like I would have like a week and fail, a week and fail, a week and fail. And that's, you know, the more fail, the more you will
right.
eventually succeed if you keep failing. I promise you that. So I was just like back and forth, and booze kept bringing me back in. Business kept bringing me, but you know, like it was so hard for me to have little kids and a full-time business and all the things that were interrupting me. And it was that death that sent me. It was that you're gonna die before me. Like him, and that was it. I stopped eating that night. I stopped eating. The rest of the trip, I was drinking water until we got back to New York. I wasn't even eating anymore. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. After that, I was done. And then I lost like 50 pounds right away. And I went, and Jeff had 2 days left. This is, I went to go see him, and he was up and about, you know, but he was really bad. He was like all bone. And I went in there, and I was like, and he was like, "Bob, you look amazing." Like, you know, like he knew. He was like, I mean, if you see pictures of myself back then, I was like 65 years old. I was 20 years older than I am today. And everyone says it too. Like everything changed. Everything changed.
Well,
I mean, I was doing the show here.
When I saw you for the first time, I didn't know it was you. I mean, I knew because your
Yeah.
face, but I was like, wait, what? That was you?
Yeah.
Remember?
And I knew you were doing your thing too. I was excited what you were doing because I knew I was going that route eventually.
I couldn't believe it was you.
And yeah, that was my first steps into. Yeah, during the testosterone show, that was my first steps
Crazy,
into
right?
what I was doing. Yeah.
I knew him when he was huge.
Huge.
And then when I saw him years later, I was like, wow, is this the same guy?
All plants, and the fear of cancer.
That's right.
And you know, fears like that can definitely change the way you live.
So I want to touch base on the addiction, guys. Okay, because we've got about another 15 minutes really solid of the show. All right, so I want to touch base on the addiction and why I'm calling this show tonight Health and Addiction. Because every single human being today, every single one of us has some sort of addictions. All right. So whether it's food, it could be sex, and I know you're laughing, okay? Whatever it is, drugs, alcohol. Gino's laughing, okay? Because it's the truth, right? Somebody has something. Video games today, all this nonsense. I'm going to tell you.
The phone.
The phone, whatever.
So sometimes I can't put down the
Facebook.
phone. I'm like yelling at myself.
I'm going to tell you where addictions come from. Addictions come from our brain. Our brain tells our body what we're addicted to or why we need to be addicted to something. So say you're addicted to alcohol. Your body's not really addicted to the substance, believe it or not. Your body is. I'm sorry. Your body's addicted to the substance. Your brain is addicted to what the substance makes you feel like, what it does to you. Okay, there's a difference. So once we could detox the person, their body's no longer addicted to the alcohol, but their brain is still struggling because their brain hasn't been taught how not to. Same thing with food, okay? Food is probably the biggest culprit because food allows the brain to cause, I'm going to say this weird, but I'm going to say it. Food is something everyone needs. So every single person out there consumes
so easy
food.
to get addicted to food.
We have to have it. So your body has to have it.
Yep. So
what
easy.
happens is, because of all the chemicals and the toxins and the sugar that is put in our food on purpose
More addictive than crack.
to make you addicted to it, that's what they do.
Sugar and salt,
There you
table
go.
sugar and table
That's
salt
right.
is more
Addicting
addictive and more
than
and
crack.
ruining people,
That's
than
right.
cocaine.
So it destroys the cells in your brain. That's what happens. So I'm here to tell you. I'm here to help you. I'm a nutritional health coach. I wrote the book on addiction, guys. It's behind me. I'm not an addict. I'm just an ass. 27 years ago, put myself into Princeton House. Stayed there the whole 30 days. 27 years later, a friend of mine is there that I helped get there. Asked me to come there. She had my book with her. 6 people wanted my book. It was going to be the first time in 27 years that I was going to enter those rooms again. It was very emotional for me. I took photos of the outside of it, and I had somebody take a photo of me holding my books on addiction in that rehab that I went to 27 years prior. The reason I'm telling you that is this: addiction is real. Addiction is horrendous, and it's taking over this country. And it's destroying lives. It's destroying families, right? Food is one of the biggest culprits as to why.
Biggest one.
That's
Bigger than
right.
any of them
That's
all. Bigger than crack and coke,
It's
you know,
the truth.
everything.
It causes
Alcohol.
it all. Causes it all.
Should be FA.
So if you want help, we're here to help you.
If you
had
need
to
some
say
FA
that.
work, food addiction,
I had to say that.
because you have the AA, you have NA,
And
there
FA.
should be FA everywhere.
So why don't we
Every
start-
corner of every
Let's do
block
it.
should be
We're
an
gonna
FA.
Start an FA. Let's start an FA group.
Let's start an FA, man, because
Start an FA.
it's so, that's because it's so messed up, because you go to AA and they have all the food addiction plates out: donuts, coffee, sugar.
Okay.
You go to, and people stop using narcotics and eat donuts all
There
day.
you go.
They stop drinking
There
and
you
drink
go.
coffee all day. Like I
There
like
you
I
go.
don't.
I don't get it.
It's amazing that people don't, and even people who go to church, like there's donuts and cookies. Like
That's right.
people do not look at food like it's a problem.
And it's the biggest.
And it's the biggest problem. It's killing everybody. Everybody.
That's right.
Because honestly, if you were clean, you know how stoned you would be if you had cocaine or anything like that? It's almost like you need a really hardcore drug to combat the standard American diet.
There you go.
Because if you were clean, the cleaner I got, the more affected I was with wine, the more affected I was with coffee. Like if I drink coffee, I'm running around. I can't stop. If I drink wine, I'm bombed. If I have a sip of wine, I'm bombed. This is what I'm telling you. The cleaner you are, the less you need of that. So I don't know how I got that way. But NA, AA, all these places need to know about food.
That's right. That's right.
I almost wish people would go to FA before they go to AA. Because
I
if
agree.
you went to FA, you can't do the AA and the NA stuff as much anymore. It just don't work. As soon as you go to FA, all the AA and NA stuff goes away. Right? And if you know what I'm talking about, I'm talking
gonna
about
tell you-
narcotics and alcohol.
I'm going to tell you what he just said. I'm the perfect example of it. And I say this in my book, guys. I talk about this in my book. So I did everything they told me 27 years ago. I'm going to be 58 years old. So I was 30 years old. I did everything they told me to do for the first 30 days, including getting a sponsor and go to meetings every day because I had to. I didn't know. I wanted to shoot myself. I said, how could these people expect me to change my life and not want to be an addict if that's what we're talking about, every single day. So after I came to the realization something's wrong here, I left, never went back. I gave my life to God. You can call it your higher power. Gave my life to God. Changed my life. My diet was the first thing I changed. That cured me of any cravings, anything. Listen, you could give me $1 million, I wouldn't touch it.
Because you feel good.
I feel great.
When you complete the FA course, you feel so good.
I've never been on medication.
You don't need NA or NA.
I haven't been to a doctor except for an injury I had a year and a half ago in over 25 years. So listen carefully to what I'm telling you. He's right. The food is the problem. I wish I could take all the addicts and say, listen, I can help you. Let me take you off all this garbage. And I wish they would believe me, because they would be cured. Even ADHD, right? All that stuff, everything out there, depression.
Yeah.
We could help cure all of it.
Oh man, you know, it's the hypocrite kind of thing. Like my sister was cured. Basically, religion saved her because she was heavily into narcotics, and she was born again and everything, and loves her what she's got going on. Loves it, and I'm thank God, because it
Saved her.
It saved her, but. When I go there, because she pushes this on me, and I love it. I'm like, I'm all for any healing, you know, like however it comes. But I can't sit there and watch like a preacher or somebody who's talking about God, and see, you know, them like a 300-pound.
It's hard for us. It's
like a 300-pound preacher up there going, this is what you need to do, and I'm like, oh no, I need to heal you.
Yes.
He's not. I can't even hear a word he's saying, because I'm just thinking of all the dead animals he's eating, and like you gotta. If you're gonna practice God, you can't be killing animals.
Okay, let's talk about that. I have to say something about that.
Can't be killing. You know,
Hold on.
You can't be putting the blindfolders on where they're knocking this cow in the head with a friggin' electric torch.
I want to talk about that for a minute. Because you mentioned it earlier and I forgot. I lost my train of thought. I wanted to touch base on it. When you were saying about the vegan thing was for health and not animals. When I became a vegan, and I love animals, and I couldn't hurt an animal ever, all right? When I became a vegan, it was for health reasons. I had a hard time back then. I read an article where somebody killed someone who was a vegan this is a long time ago, because they were wearing a fur. So to me, stop it. Okay, if you want to be a vegan for animal rights only, but you can hurt a human because of it, please stop it. So I had to clear that up. We're vegans for a few reasons. We're vegans because of our health first and foremost, and we also would never want to hurt an animal. Okay, we wouldn't want to hurt an animal anyway. So we love animals, we love people. So I had to just share that. Pablo Reyes is saying, thank you so much for this show. I mean, listen, Pablo, baby, we're going to help change you, sweetheart, okay? This is amazing. You know, but I want to just say, as far as the vegan thing, we really have to really look at why we are who we are and stop any hatred towards anyone or anything anyway. So just because someone else is not a vegan and they are eating an animal or wearing a fur, which I'm against, I'm not going to hurt the person. I'm going to pray for the person.
Pray.
You know? So it's very hard for me too, you know, when I see preachers and they're not healthy. I want to help them so much. You know, they want to help us with our soul. I want to help them with their body, with their earthly body, you know? It's hard, right?
Yes. So, yes, it's so hard. And it's
hard.
But I also believe in law of attraction, and just by us mentioning those things tonight, I feel like we put it out in the universe for FA and for like a vegan church, because you know, I want to believe, but I also need those preachers to be specimens up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, almost like, you know, like our favorite gurus. Okay. Like, I kind of said to say that because I want them to be healthy.
But think of it this way. We do want them to be healthy, but think of it this way. Yeah. We got to look at it a different way as well.
Yeah.
All right. So I believe in karma, and I believe that everything happens for a reason as well. And I believe that God puts things in our paths, right? So maybe the majority of these preachers, now that I'm thinking about it, listening to you, their reward will be in heaven, and they're here just to save souls, right?
Okay, well, that's what they
Okay.
could think, yeah.
Right. Our goal here now is maybe we can reach them.
I want to save the preacher.
You know, right?
Yes.
Maybe we can reach them. Maybe that's something
True
that,
FA.
right, you know, we can do.
With our New
Right?
Jersey Hamilton office,
There we
our
go.
FA,
love it.
12-step FA program.
I love it.
Uh,
So, I
yeah,
love
and
it.
my mom is also huge in AA. So I got this born again Christian
Oh,
sister,
no.
and my mother is like runs AA. Like she's just been curing people of their alcoholism for years and years. You know, being sponsorship and being ahead of the whole thing, like just constantly helping people. And I think my job is FA.
Okay. So we should
I
talk
really
about
do.
the FA thing, because I'm against a lot with what AA does, because I will never tell an addict they are powerless or they have a disease forever. Never. You have a dis-ease of the brain while the addiction is happening, even if it's food. Once you can cure that dis-ease of the brain and your brain cells are healed, you no longer have that disease, guys.
Yeah.
And you are not powerless.
Yeah.
Here you go. So we're coming to the close of the show. We have a few more minutes.
Yeah, and this is so nice.
would
It's
you
so
like to
easy
tell
for me
everyone?
to just come out here and do this,
This is so great.
because it's just I live and breathe it every day.
Tell everyone about Raw Food City.
I have a YouTube channel. I was just yeah, there's a big show coming up. Long Waves New York show is this Saturday at the Bowery Ballroom.
Okay.
So there's still tickets available. I'll be doing lights. So if you want to say hello,
Oh, how cool.
I'll be doing light design. I just went on tour with them, a full state tour. That was a lot of fun, and I documented a lot of it. And I had the being raw on the road is what I called it.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, rock and raw.
I love that.
Hashtag rock and raw.
That is so cool.
So that was a lot of fun. I ate probably 10,000 bananas. When in doubt on the road,
Bananas.
you could always find a banana at a bodega.
I eat one every single day.
Yeah.
I have to.
I lived on bananas and nuts and seeds,
Yep.
which was a fun 2 weeks. A little clogging, but fun.
No, not for me.
Because I do have the high water fruits that, just work better with me. Like
Okay.
with apples and peaches and
Okay.
grapes and watermelon. Oh, melons and melons, more melons.
I
Melon,
love
the
it.
human food melon. I did find out that pistachios are better for me than any other nut.
Wait, I got to talk to you about pistachios. I wanted to mention this earlier and forgot. I can't believe you just said that.
Because God opens up the shell for us.
Okay, so wait. I have to tell you about pistachios. Italians. We grew up on nuts. We grew up on, but the ones in the shells, we would have to crack them open. We would have our nuts and our fruit every day, after our meals, and they would crack the walnuts and the.
Yeah, I
all
always
that.
remember that. And
Okay.
I grew up Italian too. Like
Yes.
we always
Every
had a
dinner.
nutcracker
A nutcracker
thingamajiggy in
thing and all
there.
that. So we grew up on pistachios. They were my favorite. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What color, when you were younger, were your pistachios? You're younger than me, though, but Doc G, what color were your pistachios? Okay, no. Red. Okay, red.
Wow.
Do you remember red?
I don't remember.
Because you're
red.
younger than me. I'm going to tell you guys something. Google this, because
Wait a minute. You're telling me
I had to
that
Google this.
red is better than green?
No. So I had to Google this because I forgot all about the red pistachios. I was in CVS printing out photos one night, and my friends in there who worked there were saying, whatever happened to the red pistachios, my age, guys? And I went, oh my God, I forgot all about that. Well, I had to go home and Google it. We grew up on red pistachios because we would be red everywhere because we would bite the shells open and the dye would go everywhere. I didn't know any better, right? Are you ready for this? All pistachios back then, I'm going way back, at least 50 years, all pistachios back then were brought in. They weren't grown here. They're
No
grown here now.
way.
So wait,
Wait a minute. What were you eating?
we were
What are you
eating,
talking about, Dolly?
hold it. We were eating pistachios, but are you ready for this? Because the government here didn't like that the shells weren't perfect looking. I read this whole thing on it.
They painted them
They sprayed them right
with a food coloring.
with a red dye, food coloring, and that is what we consumed. Now they're no longer allowed to do it, but here's one good thing about it. At least now we do have pistachio crops in this country, so we are growing them.
Yeah, nice.
Is that crazy? See, you are
Wow,
younger
that
than
is
me.
no. Yeah, I don't remember a red pistachio.
Now you remember the red, right, Gino?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
and the dye we get on our hands and our lips. Yes, we would put the whole thing in our mouth, suck the dye. We didn't know.
Oh
Okay.
my
We thought
God.
pistachios were red back then. I can't believe you brought
But
that
you know
up.
what? You were eating so much cleaner back then
Okay.
that the red dye didn't even
That's
affect
true.
you.
No, that part's true because we talked about the immune
Yeah,
system.
everything was different back then years ago.
So, all right, guys.
And don't believe the hype with the whole age thing.
What age thing?
You know, a lot of people go, but we live so much longer.
No, we don't.
No, we just have
No.
better childbirth.
Oh my gosh.
Because, you know, the averages go down when
Okay.
kids die.
No. Right.
Yeah, so we figured out how to, we scientifically figured out how to
Yes.
keep babies alive.
So here's the thing. I want to, and we gotta be careful. 'Cause we don't-
Yeah. We
Gotta
don't
be
have the show shooting off.
Yeah.
but-
So, but I do want. It's so deep. All right, but I do want to say. I want to say something about that as well. Even if the ones that are living longer now are living longer, they're living longer sick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys?
Who
They're
wants to
living
live 10 years
longer
suffering
sick.
with a degenerative
There
disease
you
or
go.
something?
That's what's
A
happening.
chronic disease. Could
really
you imagine living
today.
10, 20 years
There you
with
go.
that? Put me out like a horse.
People make jokes at me and say, "Oh, I'd rather wait." How do they? Even vegans are gonna die or whatever. And I want to eat my bacon, and I say, "Yeah, listen, I don't have a problem with that, but at least I'm not on any meds, and I'm not gonna live sick like most of you will."
Yeah, man.
That's what's really happening. So
So, yeah, don't believe the whole hype that we live longer because of, like, medicine, because that's total BS. It's just this scientific advancements that we have when somebody comes in with a broken leg and we
There you
cure
go.
their infection.
That's right.
And childbirth, because we're able to save, like,
That's
my kids, my wife and my son would be dead today if it wasn't for an emergency C-section.
yes, I
And
get
that changes the average.
That's right.
They're alive today. So
Yes.
human beings die at 70. The averages keep going up and up
That's
and up.
right.
And it used to be 30, like
That's
back in
right.
the 1500s. It used to be like, if you were 30 years old, you were old. No, that's not the case. It's just that all these infants died, so it brought the average down.
That's right. The other thing I want to say about that is this, and I'm the first one to say, I don't just go to a doctor. Like I said, I haven't been to a doctor really in
Bobby was 12
over 25
pounds.
years. But if you have an emergency, that's what they're there for. I had an emergency a year and a half ago, a serious accident.
That's when you use a doctor.
That's when I had to go.
When you break a leg, they scientifically, they figured that out.
Okay? So
But do
there.
not go there with a disease, because
Or
they
no,
haven't
don't
figured
even,
that out.
No, forget the disease. Do not go for these annual checkups.
They're
Because
even
they
worse.
will find. They will listen. You're not there for them to say clean bill of health, guys. They're there. You're there so that they can say, oh, wait a minute. Now listen. I'm going to tell you something. It's not terrible, but listen. I think your sugar's up a little bit. I'm going to give you this pill. You can take this pill every day. Stop listening. Let your body tell you when something is wrong. Your body will tell you, guys, okay? Your body will tell you. So we're going to end this show now.
Bye.
I want to let everybody know what's happening with me, and then we're going to let you tell
Oh
everybody
yeah,
again.
I was in the middle
he
of
can go
telling you
first.
what I was doing.
Let's
Rock
do
and
it.
Raw, I was doing that. I was touring with on the road, being a raw foodist.
Rock and roll.
I don't necessarily. I want people to. I don't want everyone to think that I'm super extreme. I just I'm having fun eating living food. I feel like I'm better. I'm focused,
Okay.
and I have a lot more fun when I'm consuming living food. So that's why I called it Raw Food City. Raw Food City is my YouTube channel. I'm constantly putting videos out. I'm constantly inspiring people. I'm constantly giving people help when they need it, and that's my goal. Is just to tell everybody what I did. I'm so happy what I did. I have to tell the world. that's what I'm doing. Like I'm so excited about this whole thing. It's just that's why I have a YouTube channel. That's why I'm here.
I love listening to you talk.
That's why I'm here. I just want to help people who are overweight and sick and tired of being sick and tired.
There it is.
And just it's easy. I'm letting them know it's easy. If I could do it, anybody could do it. There's that cliche. For you, Raw Food City, YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
Tell them your real name.
Bobby Parker. Robert Parker.
Robert Parker.
AKA Bobby Buns. AKA Raw Food City.
B-U-N-Z.
B-U-N-Z. Zipper.
Zip, baby. So.
Zip my mouth up.
I'm Geri Petito. I have 3 radio shows now. I'm on 3 different networks. I am on Hamilton Radio every Tuesday night, 5 to 6:30 p.m. I'll be hanging out some Thursdays still once in a while, but I sponsored out my Thursday night shows now. I'm also on PANJ Radio one Wednesday afternoon every single month. I believe it's the first Wednesday, 2 p.m. You can catch me live there. I'm also with Beverly Nation, Talk Shoe Radio, and I'm every other Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now with that show, I'm also on live Facebook Live, so that's cool too. My show was last night, so you can catch me in 2 weeks, or check out my show from last night. And last Wednesday I was at PANJ, and you could check out that show as well. Really great shows this week. This was also an amazing show tonight. I'm the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. Check out my book. I'm also a nutritional health coach. I'm here to help anybody out there. I have clients even via Skype all over the world. So if you need help, I'm here. I can help families who are struggling with addiction or family members. Okay, guys? Having said that, I want to thank you, okay? Because every time I have you,
I want to thank you for
know
letting
I
me
love this. But
talk.
we're going to tell everyone now what else is happening with you.
Oh, get ready, because it's finally happening.
It's finally happening.
I've done many shows with you, and I've always been super excited to come out here, and I'm finally doing it myself.
Yes.
We're gonna have a Raw Food City radio show right here, HamiltonRadio.net.
Okay.
It's happening.
Tell them.
It is the
when.
third Thursday in January.
No, wait.
Is the first? Well,
No, the
we're gonna
4th.
do a tester show. Is it 4th Thursday? Is it 24th?
I think it's the 4th one, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
'cause
that
it
the
used to be
4th
the
one?
4th, right? Yeah, I think it's going to be the 4th Thursday.
Okay,
but
yeah,
we think it is. We'll let you know.
It's the 24th, right? Let me see.
All right,
I
check.
booked a guest.
No check.
Okay, ready? Yes, it is the 4th Thursday.
Okay, so every
It is
4th
January
Thursday.
24th. We're gonna have Raw Food City right here.
But here's the cool part about it. So his show is going to be every 4th Thursday of every month, 5 to 6 p.m. I'm sorry, 6:15 p.m. So once a month, Raw Food City, the 4th Thursday of every month, 5 to 6:15 p.m. It's going to be him.
And my first guest I booked already.
That's right.
Michael Perrine from Everyday Detox. If you follow this guy on Instagram and his YouTube, he's
Okay.
He's interviewed the best of the best, and he is the best of the best. He's been living a raw vegan life. He's a big-time raw vegan chef. He comes from Carol. What was the name of that vegan restaurant? He was a chef there. Big time in Manhattan. I can't remember it, but he's been doing the whole thing. He has a hydrocolonic hydrotherapy,
All that great
all
stuff.
that stuff in Manhattan Vitality. So Everyday Detox is a huge first guest on the 24th.
I'm so excited about this. I can't even tell you. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till I'm his guest.
Pumping them and planting seeds and
All right.
constantly.
So Hamilton Radio, thank you. This is going to be amazing, and we just keep helping people.
And we'll be in a new studio. Right, Gino?
The brand new studio, guys. Yay. After the holidays, we will be in the brand new studio. I cannot wait. All right, good night, everybody. Thank you.